Ever wondered how you can make your own jerky? Here's how. Start off with nice raw meat. You want to cut it very thin, and you want to cut it against the grain. If the bones in the meat ran this way, we want to cut perpendicular to that. This cuts all of the muscle fiber bundles to make more tender jerky, and it helps the jerky to dry faster. The best time to cut the meat is if it's slightly frozen, but not frozen all the way. So you want to create strips that are about 1/4 inch thick, maybe a little bit thinner than that. And they should look like tiny steaks. Now at this point, while the meat is wet, we could apply some salt, which will act as a natural preservative and it'll make it taste better too. We could even blend a little bit of sugar with that salt and even add spices to the mix and apply that dry rub to this meat. We could also soak it in a brine, which could be vinegar, salt, sugar, and any number of spices. Or we could do it as our ancestors did and simply hang up the raw meat. Now this meat should hang in full direct sunlight, and you should monitor it the whole time it's there. Birds and many other animals will come and steal this jerky while it's drying. You also want to make sure that you trim the meat of all visible fat. The fat will melt into the drying meat and make it go rancid. One final thing we can do with the jerky is to have smoke pouring over it while it dries. Now we don't want to have a fire underneath of the jerky because the rising heat will cook the meat and it will go bad as it dries if it cooks. But if it stays raw, if it stays under 100 degrees Fahrenheit, the smoke can bathe the meat, keep the flies and other insects off of it as it dries, and give it a good smoky flavor. Watching the smoke will tell you everything you need to know. You want to place the meat in the smoke, but not directly over the fire. This is why I favor a portable rack, because you can move it around as the wind changes and moves. Sometimes the smoke will go straight up, but often it will blow to one side. And we want to monitor the jerky as it dries to keep any pests or any kind of animals from running off with it, and to make sure that it's not getting too hot. So now that we have the smoke blowing to the north, we'll just simply move this rack over and allow the meat to be bathed in the smoke, which will keep off the flies and act as a mild preservative and give you a nice smoky flavor in your jerky.
For more from Tim McWelch, pick up his Prepare for Anything and Hunting and Gathering survival manuals at outdoorlife.com/McWelch.